Ah, so calm. So relaxing. Perfect time for an agonizing transformation, which we know canonically causes Jen a great deal of pain to shift forms like this. And then slowly suffocating on the surface because we can't breathe up here. Just a miserable death march over to the edge of the water. And in we go. Vacation's over. Back to work. Probably didn't need to make Jen suffer quite that much, but I did need to make her suffer a little. That much is unavoidable. We were heading to the tiny hole that is ahead of me and just a little bit to my left. The map does a horrible job indicating this to you, as it has the last, like, 4 things we needed to do. But at least once you're actually here, you get a big mushroom that's all lit up and sparkly. And inside that mushroom is where we need to go. And enough of the fancy, calm fantasy music. Time for the band 16 volts. We can do parries. Let's try and do a parry here. Also, enemies will block infinitely. Once you get blocked once, you gotta back off. The best way to back off is to charge one of the heavy attacks. And then when the heavy attack goes off, the enemy's guard should be down by that point. Also, despite the fact that we are purifying each area we go through, the water remains poisonous to us. This guy's tough. Okay, he's got a headache. He's ready to die. I burned his fish guts. Knife goes in, guts come out. Oh, I would love to be able to use my knife down here, but it's just uselessly at my belt. They really could have cut this game down to a T rating. This might have been the era where an M rating would actually make your game sell better. I don't know if that's still the case. I feel like hard M games are a bit out of vogue. But 2003 is the year Manhunt came out. And its controversy actually didn't bring it very much success, so it probably should not have been emulated. Manhunt barely successful enough to get a sequel. The sequel, being more controversial, killed it. So, here in the tunnels, there's another teleporter gate. Let's bring Scree here. Honestly, I could just steal his energy. If nothing else. Fill me up, Scree. Fill me up. Yeah, Deadhead Fred does actually have vaguely similar combat to this game. I feel like this game's combat shifts much more dramatically as you change forms, but it is a similar form-changing mechanic to that obscure PSP game.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
We've just met King Adaro?
Right. Lewis's drummer gets like that after his 5th shot of Jack.
The poor Undyne Adaro was attacking must have been dead for days.
Well, if he does that to him, just think what he'd be like with us.
I suggest we hurry up and get these waters purified. But I doubt we've seen the last of King Adaro.
Okay, King Adaro has started to carcinize, turn into a crab. He's evolving.
Scree, could you give me some help here?
This is one of those two-person doors. I believe it's the only one in this entire level. So it would be easy to forget that's a mechanic. And then just sort of get lost here for a bit of a while. Oh, we can surface here. I don't think there's any reason to do that. Oh, that's where the gate is. Good, good. And an energy crystal. Scree could actually use an energy boost. Maybe I'll come up here a little later. Because this area... It's where the plot starts. We met the evil king. And it is where we are going to spend a lot of time. This is an important area. Despite having no indication on the map of what to do now. What else is new? So that door, no buttons or anything. This door does have a button.
Think the door needs power. Maybe if the substations were running.
Probably the least surprising thing to hear. No power yet. We are gonna have to turn on the power somehow. It's probably down here. I believe. Okay, maybe we should go this way. It's probably more than an inch or two deep. Over here we have currents. The thing about currents is they don't actually move your character based on momentum. They physically grab Jen. And thus, once you touch a current, you have to go to the end location of that current. Right now, we don't have much we can do about the current. But we learned what we can do about currents in order to get here. God, this whole segment would be a nightmare to do. Organically. Just completely blind. This is like copy protection levels of obtuse. You're lucky you're watching a relatively efficient version of how to get through this area. So we block one of the channels. But if we look at the map, there are 3 different tunnels. If we block the second tunnel, which we currently have, then if we try to go through the third tunnel, the current will still be too strong. We won't be able to swim down it. So we keep pushing the rock. Then we block the third tunnel. Then Jen can get where she's going. The second tunnel is a red herring. It does allow you to get back to the central area, but then you'll just be stuck in the central area, and the current will push you back into the little cave where Jen is right now. Now we can advance. Past the eggs. So this is a real drowned abbey of a level in Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver terms. Except that you can swim, so it's not that bad. Just a little repetitive. It's blatantly padded with the same thing over and over again. First level was a bit more varied. Just a bit. Did a better job at obfuscating the ways in which you were doing the same thing over and over again, when that was the case. Look at that. That is L1, L1. Just a unique combo with the Undyne form. It does ridiculous damage. But it's a pretty long animation, so if the enemy blocks, You do nothing. And this enemy clearly has much more HP than the blue one. He's beginning to carcinize. That's not red scales, that's crab shell growing on the creature itself. Soon he too will have a crab claw. I would like Jen better if she had a crab claw in her form. Maybe we'll stay in the corrupted waters a little longer. Just to upgrade our monster form. I wish that were a thing. They also took it a little easy on the monster forms. I appreciate that they exist, though. I just say, if you're gonna do monsters, go all the way. Make them super unbelievably, just unrecognizably monstrous. Hang out in the jaw of a big dead creature.
Better find Scree first.
And find Scree. Let's have Scree find us, rather. Path is clear, not that Scree is ever in any danger. I wonder what would have happened if I died to the boss fight when I was playing as Scree inside the big statue. Probably would have used the 1-up, and then when I was out of 1-ups, then what? Does the big statue just fall down and die? That would honestly be quite a lot of effort to die that many times. Especially because it's a relatively easy boss fight. But now I'm curious. Disturbingly curious. I'll lead the way, Scree. We needed you to be here. What was so important?
Okay, we've got to get this thing going right now. See how that stuff was spreading?
I'll check the master switch and get ready to turn it on. Something wrong? Who are you?
I am Arturo, substation engineer.
Let's get him out of there.
What happened?
A terrible demon came here. Began attacking us. Killed everyone else. He disabled our equipment. Doomed my people. I was able to escape and hide here, but now I'm trapped. Soon, I will join my brothers. All my days, I've never known the turbines silent. The water is very bad now. You must get the pumps working.
There must be some way out.
Believe me, I am no hero. There is no choice. At least now, I will hear those turbines one last time. Know that my race will survive.
Your queen will be proud of you.
What are you doing?
I'm going to get the pumps working.
And what about him?
There is nothing we can do, and we have no time. The water is poisoning the population as we speak.
So you're just gonna kill him?
Jen, he knows the sacrifice he's making. We're talking about an entire race, Jen, and probably all of Oblivion. You can't put all that at risk for one Undyne.
You just watch me.
We have no choice.
I said no, Scree. We are not turning this thing on until he is out of there. Now you can either keep arguing, which is pointless, or you can help me figure out how to get him out of there.
Or I could just step past and turn on the switch. So, how do we get him out?
That's my Rocky.
Well?
I'm working on it.
Shatnerfish. Stuck in there. Wants to die to save everybody. Because he loves melodrama. But Jen won't let him. No hero sacrifice today. We're not going to thresh a guy when we can avoid it. But we only assume that we can avoid it. There's no evidence of that.
I can't turn this on without chopping up Arturo. I kill him, Jen kills me.
What a rough deal. So, during the cutscene, Jen ran back here. Saw another one of these things.
The lid won't open. It looks different to the others we've seen. No.
In what way does it look different, Scree? Okay, there is something a little different. It's missing the wand out front. So, I think the prescription is get a wand. There's also unique animation for Jen trying to pull the switch that can't be pulled while she's underwater.
Stupid lid. Why won't it open?
Of course, the positioning has to be absolutely perfect. Here we go.
No.
So frustrated, so ineffective. So, Scree needs to go on a little adventure. All on his own. All the way back to where we met the king. Or, Jen's on the other side. Get threshing.
No.
Ah, well. Scree grew a conscience. Might just doom the entire world, but we're gonna save Arturo, I think his name was. So we got a lot of time. I just hosted my first speedrun marathon. Obviously, it wasn't my speedrun marathon. I hosted on Fastest Furs for like 2 hours through the course of 2 different runs. It was super fun. Highly recommend you check that out. The VODs should be on YouTube in a couple weeks. Maybe by the time you're watching this. Although, definitely by the time you're watching this, you can still watch a great deal of the marathon. It's probably still live when I upload this. I recommend it. I volunteered to host for them because it's for a great cause. It's the Trans Lifeline charity. And because I really enjoy many of their speedruns. Ooh, let's take a look at this corpse. Rotting fish guts. The most gruesome thing in this whole level. Okay. We're certainly back here. Now what? Something up here, maybe? This is where the rift gate and the energy refill crystal are. There's like steam coming off a scree there. Uncommonly detailed effect. Fill up on power. Break all the eggs. Who needs them? We're trying to save the people who are currently alive, but the next iteration of this species, they can all die for what I care. Let's see. Been down this way. Many a time. Been up that way. Jen, give me a little info here. I know. So, the pillar that kills Arturo.
The Undyne's still inside. We need to get him out.
Also has a button. All the way at the top. The only time a button and a switch are in the same area like this. And there we go. Found the hotspot in 3D space. Now Scree can take over. With maxed out energy. You're already right in the area. No time really wasted. Which is good, because there's no time to waste. We gotta save that guy. And stop everybody from getting poisoned to death is probably also important. There's no actual time limit on that, unlike the death of the Queen, on which there very much was a time limit. An absurdly loose time limit. If Undyne Jen had stayed above water, for the duration that the Queen can stay above water and survive, we would not have to worry about transforming back to a human at any point, really. Unfortunately, Undyne Jen does not have that kind of breath control. So, we got a lodestone. Love those things. We got one of these grates. There's a wand. You want to take that wand? No, Scree doesn't want to touch that wand. I don't even think there's a lever to open this cap. What we do have is another valve.
I need to find a way to get into that control room.
Gee, how might we ever get into that control room? Turn the valve. It just opens the doors.
Any idea what we should be doing next, then?
Then we telepathically communicate with Jen for a couple seconds. Accidentally. This activates another of these things. Actually, this is the power station, which activates the door, which is just outside the door we're currently in. This area has the misfortune of having 2 power stations. The other one is where the fish guy's trapped. So we turn on one of them, and we have this thing. Look at that thing. What happens when I turn into a rock? I turn into a rock holding the thing. Lucky me. Here's where the prevalence of summoning stones really comes in handy. Just look for the glowing yellow. I believe yellow is the color that is most prominent when viewed from a distance by human eyes. Which is why, like, yellow lights are yellow on traffic lights. Because what they mean is so very important. Oh, he slung it across his back. Look at that. Doesn't really make sense as a thing to do, but he's done it regardless. Why indeed would fish people need ramps, specifically, to get into their own control rooms? That's a good question, actually. Maybe they've worked with gargoyles for years, because gargoyles love to fall to the bottom of the ocean floor and solve puzzles with them. And Scree is part of a time-honored tradition now. So that unlocked the cap. Who gives a damn? The caps have been totally useless in every single area. They all have grates underneath them. Let's open this one anyway.
Thank you, my friends.
That one didn't. It just didn't. Don't worry about it. Although it does. So, the fish guy turned himself into little strips of fish, and then reconstituted on the other side of the grate. Good for him. He's been underwater so long that he's become one with the water. He is the shape of water. And he just goes through grates as though he were water. Don't worry about it. Two power stations, now active. We've seen it so many times, plays the same cutscene every time. Let go, Scree. His hands are still glued to that thing in between cutscenes. So now Jen can swim all the way back to the entrance and summon Scree back. And go through the central door, now that the power's back on. So, just like the first map, after you solve the big puzzle, you can go through and solve the same puzzle over and over, with backtracking in between for padding purposes. This is not very much backtracking, ultimately. We are going to get pushed by the current, because we can't block both currents at the same time. So off we go. Grabbed by the current, it'll push us where it's going to push us. We have no influence over where it puts us once we get touched by it. And we come back around. Back out of the cave. And over here. And yeah, the engineer guy, after making his tearful farewell, just sort of swam upwards to nowhere in particular. But he's made out of water. All he needs is the tiniest crack in the cave, and he's free. Don't worry about it. Hammer really doesn't like fighting in this specific spot. But the game insists that we do exactly that. Okay. Get the blue guy dead. Then the scary red guy will be here. Blue guy's not dead, of course. These fish keep faking their own deaths. Like he went limp. He looked exactly like all the other dead fish. Like right now. But he wasn't dead. Now he's dead. Oh, the camera's been so good throughout the rest of this. This area it's just too small for combat. If they were gonna respawn fish, it probably should have done it in the much larger chamber where we fought fish before. But now he's ready to die. Cook him up. Have a nice meal. Get on with our lives. Let's bring Scree over. I miss him. I mostly miss his delicious yellow energy. Devour all that Scree blood. And move right along. This door better open. Turned on 2 power stations for this one door. Fanciest damn door in the whole game. Really was a dam, stopping us from flowing onward to progress.
Whoa!
Didn't really sell that whoa, but she tried. Oh no. We're blocked in. Time for a couple of enemies. They're just blue flavored. I think this one might be green flavored. It's hard to tell. The lighting is weird underwater. Because it's weird that we can see at all. There's no light down here. Actual undersea caves, pitch black. James Cameron had to invent all sorts of devices to see so deep underwater. Okay, let's execute this guy. I guess there's no way to get Scree in here until we find a summoning stone. Let's talk to him.
Okay, what's next?
There's one more substation for us to find in the tunnels.
Just one more substation. We're getting close. Close to what, though? Close to another door that we get to open. Put Jen in a centrifuge. That was fun. Got barnacles. If the barnacles hit you, they will retract for a little while. I don't think there's any way to attack the barnacles. Because you're not allowed to attack until you're in combat. And you can't, like, initiate combat against things that aren't enemies. The barnacles don't count as enemies. What is this area called? Spike Pit. Disturbing. What do we want to do in Spike Pit? I don't think we can surface there. We can definitely surface there, though. Oh, hey, look, a giant crab. A giant enemy crab. I'm guessing.
No.
Why not? So we can actually transform directly from Undyne to Fair Eye. It just takes twice as long. But it's only one animation. Here comes that crab. But tarot. We gotta read our fortunes. Is our fortune to go slaughter a crab and eat well from his cockles? I believe it might be. Okay, let's use stealth to avoid the crab. The ultimate technique. No crab stands a chance. Nice looking area, as many of them have been. Again, a little too clean. I like the first area better, where it was wintry and decrepit. That water does not look inviting. It looks green. I feel like I gotta at least take a swing at this crab. It appears to be optional, though. But how many times do you get the opportunity to slash up a big crab? Maybe I can stealth kill it. No, it's on to me. This crab ain't screwing around. Oh yeah, I ate one of my crystals. For some reason, I only have 2 left. Guess I've not done the best job protecting my crystals. Check that out. Eat your heart out, Splatterhouse. That was our finest splatter kill yet. I've no idea what Jen just did. But it killed the crab like nobody's business. They were trying. They're definitely PS2 games, with so much more grisly animations. They could have done more violence. If only to appease me 20 years later. Surely, that was all that was on their mind when they were working on this game. Where are we? Just a pool. The nameless pool of namelessness. Is there anything of value on this platform? I swam past. There's a green cave. Yeah, I think I need to swim back up and go through the green cave. Pretty sure that's the size of it. Farai definitely has a slightly faster walking speed than human. Hey, another crab. Little tiny crab, though. Aw. Sorry I killed your crab father. I'll let you carry on the crab name and continue to corrupt all these other sea creatures with your cancerous influence. There's the thing. Summon Scree. And an energy stone. That's what we're gonna want to do. Let's get Scree over here. I'm gonna load up on energy. Even as a human, I can steal that energy. Let's load up the Farai. Wish I'd done that much sooner, then I wouldn't have lost one of my crystals. Well, hopefully there doesn't come a time where I desperately need every single crystal I have. So far, combat hasn't been anything special. I could very easily have done every fight in the game without dying if I had built up my life properly. I've just gotten a bit unlucky, made some very avoidable errors. So if combat stays like that, I will never be totally screwed. Just partially screwed. What's down here? Other side of the rock collapse. So that means back here is the door we opened a million years ago. But this should be the way that the king went. So we are back on the track of that evil king. Poseidon meets Sebastian. Half mermaid, half crab. All unspeakable horror. Okay. I think we came from that area pretty much. We can go back up to that area. But this obsidian of a abnormally low resolution should be some sort of path to progress. I do like how subtly curved the rock is. Most PS2 games would have just had it as like 3 flat textures going all the way up. But here it had some crevices, some parts that were, you know, extended, concave, convex. It's the little things that make games interesting like that. Do I send a rope down? I could. But I don't think that is the key this time. Instead, let's look around. Obviously, we're going to need to unite the team. Oh no, crabs. Yeah, we're definitely going to want Jen. She has a good track record dealing with crabs. That sounded much worse than I intended. Also, we only killed one crab, and we'll probably only ever kill one crab. I'm going to try and avoid those ones.
No good. Too high for me.
Is it now? Talk about your mind-bending puzzles. We left off trapped in a little pond. Turns out there was an important hint in the pond itself. See how this water is green? Just keep looking at this green water and how weird it is. Should have intuited that we need to turn ourselves green to match the water. Like this. This ledge here was too high to jump. Unless
Too high for me to jump.
we have super fair eye legs that we've used twice before in the entire game. Collected in the previous chapter. And then promptly forgotten about because you only use them in the first area where you collect the fair eye jump powers. Otherwise, fair eye has just been about attacking people. So I was hoping that they would mix the different forms to solve puzzles. But the jump power is so easily forgotten that when that hope was fulfilled, I was not prepared. But there we go. And climb around the cave. Get further and further from the green pond. We will never have to look at or think about again. We will have to walk Scree back up the obsidian wall, because that was the correct thing to do. Too high to jump. Unless you roar first. It's all about the roar. Jen is indeed the GOAT of this game. Greatest of all time. The Farai really are not goat people, though. They are simultaneously dogs and cats, and they just happen to have horns. They are all beasts rolled into one, except for fish. The fish have to be elsewhere. But arthropod fish, of course, are evil. Aquatic arthropods, the definition of evil. So saith all video games. We're gonna want to be Jen here, and I'm gonna try and avoid the crabs. I think that crab was going to try and sidle towards us, the way crabs like to do, but spotted me too early. Never got the chance. So what have we here besides way more crabs?
Too shallow to dive in.
It's too shallow to dive. Let's try and put Jen somewhere safe. Then Have our friend go explore. Jen feels kinda safe over here. What's this thing? A big clam. Mollusks representing finally. There's Scree. Probably climb down. And then there's just a big giant fish mouth. We have seen a big giant fish mouth before. At least it looks like a big giant fish mouth. And it makes Scree glow like a big giant fish mouth. So it must be a big giant fish mouth. Deposit 5 lodestones. And we can possess it. Crack it open. All the way open. Only when it reaches full extension will any water come out. It's a complicated plug system. I can't hope to explain it to you right now. The physics at play would require an advanced degree. Fair Eye Jen smelled something delicious. It's probably those crabs. But now the water's deep enough. I can swan dive. I hope I am at a part of the rocks where that is permitted. Let's find out. There, good. Dangerously close to the edge. But it really does send you all the way to the very bottom. It's a good thing we filled it up so much. Just barely enough water, even after all we did. I can't imagine we will see much of Undyne Jen once we leave Undyne Town. Doesn't seem to be very multi-purpose, or the fact that most of the game is ground-based. Hey, a big crab. What are the odds? It won't even let me touch the water. Human Jen is still so afraid of water. Won't go near the stuff. She's severely dehydrated. Just like most goths. So now, underwater, crabs will puke at us. You can't have that. So crabs are top priority. If we swim right into his face, spin around, and deal a lot of damage. This animation makes a lot more sense when you do it underwater and have lasers shooting out of your hands the whole time. This human Jen, I don't know what she was doing to that crab. Just sort of threatening it with psychic energy. It happened to work. I knew you weren't dead. You're just playing dead. I know your game. Fish people. Got a big old temple here. Let's turn a valve. Been a while since we turned a valve.
All the substations.
Scree seems to have cut himself off there. But we get the gist. Will it tell us where we need to go? No, it won't. Map indicators of what to do next are a rare luxury. Up. Can we open this one? Yes, we can. It lets you open almost every one of these things. And only one time does it actually pay off. That's so weird. But the first one you do is like a hint for the fact that you have to do it much later on. The rest of them are pointless. Even the first one is pointless, besides the fact that it sort of deepens your understanding of what you can do in this environment. Yeah, I gotta go... No, there's a secret passageway. I can try to combine the word passageway and path into a single term, and they ended up being just nonsense. I have very little undying energy right now. Okay, I died. Use my 1-up. I was trying to reunite with Scree first, but we're so split up throughout the entirety of this level, and you so rarely get to be in pure water that allows you to regenerate your health. It's a little bit challenging. Fortunately, this shouldn't be a mechanic anywhere else in the game. Everywhere else, we should be, like, right next to Scree at all times, and Scree should be right next to energy fountains, so that he can always keep us topped off. We have an Undying Taunt, I assume. But enemies are too aggressive, I can't really show it off. There it is. It's a flip. A fast flip. And kill him. Let me kill the next one. The camera is not having a good time being underwater like this. It's surprising it fared this well. Underwater cameras are notorious in games of this era. And I've certainly seen much worse. But during combat, it does kind of freak out. More fish. You really don't want to leave them behind, because they pursue you rather tenaciously. I've not done a lot of fish counters yet. The timing is especially weird, but there it is. There's a fish counter. Not my first, but one of my first. I didn't even know there was an Aquaman game. But I assume this game compares better because it's not a licensed game based on a comic book. The sort of thing that is known for faring very poorly. Even when one of them turns out mediocre, it gets tremendous praise heaped upon it for exceeding expectations. Is this where I want to go? Maybe. How about... Okay, there's the teleporter. The teleporter often has a place where I can summon Scree. That'll be good for my HP reserves. Oh, yeah. HP fountain right there. There better be a summoning portal. There we go. Everything you need. All in one spot. One-stop shopping for all your scree needs. Or screeds. Just drain him for a good long while. It's that leisurely, indulgent pace of this game.
No.
It persists. Also, the reason Undyne Jen doesn't have a mouth animation when she says no is because the Undyne communicate telepathically. She shouldn't have a mouth animation. It would break the canon of the game if she did. We haven't had to use rifts this entire level. Anytime we needed to summon something, it was just bringing Scree to our current location. Not bringing the whole party to a totally different area. Just want to get Scree on the ocean floor. It's being a bit finicky. There we go. He's on the right track. Let's get Jen transformed and in that big gate that I just opened. No way to do that without losing a little bit of health. Not very much. I can get it back, which takes an imperceptible amount of Scree's energy. Our HP does not correlate 1-to-1 to Scree's energy bar. The Purification Tower, finally. Gonna get pure. Let's save the game. And purify our very souls. I guess.
Nearly there now, Jen. The main controls will be at the top of this tower.
Cool.
Doubtless, such an important switch will require some sort of key. Well, we'll soon find out.
You say key? You realize, Rocky, we've just got ourselves locked in here.
Oh, never mind for now. Our first priority is to get the machinery going.
And straight in at the top, a brand new #1 priority.
Crab King's here. We gotta kill him. Probably.
Jen, help me with this key. It will open one of the vents.
I'm a little busy, Scree. Trying to make the exact same vocalization over and over again. I swear, no priorities with this Scree guy. It's like he didn't even notice that a giant bloodthirsty Murder King was here. But he's dead. Not for long, though. Break free and find Scree. Where the hell is he? I don't know where he is. Okay, it does require teamwork. I wasted one cycle. He has arbitrarily chosen this valve. Help me out.
Wait. Let's try it together.
There we go.
That's a start, but we'll need to get them all open.
So I only got one before I started getting attacked again.
No.
Guess we'll walk over here. Try to drain Scree. It's not working. Every time I start to drain, I get hit. So I don't think I'm going to be able to get my HP back throughout this fight. Because, like, look what's happening. What is this? Yeah, Scree's so distracted he absolutely will not feed me. Well, let's just ignore the Crab King. Okay, that did count. I got the thing turned well enough. Now I'm inside the next valve, which simply won't do. But I guess the king is part crab, part squid, and part fish, because he's shooting ink at me. Yes, you need to die again. Good thing he's not very tough. Just immortal. This is why he turned off the purification station. Because he needs impure water to regenerate. Now we try to turn it. Get the teamwork going. We have valved successfully. Hammering that X button. There we go. Scree was able to turn it the rest of the way. Now I need to kill. Did he get a new attack? Does he have, like, a blood swipe or something? Here in the blood waters of Dr. Z. Get back here, where are you going? I'm trying to kill you. Really doesn't take much to stun lock him. As soon as he opens himself up to attack, he gets stun locked. At least this is an actual boss fight. The last level was a huge anticlimax because you build up to Divana the whole level. And then she summons regular enemies and you fight those for a long time. And that's your boss fight. This is more climactic than the ultimate anticlimax.
I think that's it.
He's still wiggling there in the cutscene. What did we indicate? There. This thing. Do I press it? Do I turn it? I guess I turn it. As soon as I stop getting stun locked. Well, I'm gonna go find Scree real quick. Should be right here still. And he's not too distracted anymore, so he will feed me. I'm gaining a little bit of HP in between getting attacked. Can I switch to Scree? Yes, perfect. Hide behind the pillar. Drink up. I'm only like 60% behind the pillar, but whatever. There, that's probably enough. Why are we not turning the thing? Have to manually move Scree over here to turn it? No, I'm gonna go ask Scree what he thinks we should do. Oh, he's not gonna tell me. You go turn it then. Yeah, everything's turned. Maybe we just kill him one more time. That would have a certain amount of logic. There could have been a more clear indication, like the water should have turned back to pure water. It would make the rest of the fight very easy if the water was pure, because my health would regenerate constantly. We wouldn't want this to be easy now, would we? The third time I'm killing this boss. Fatality. He's belly up.
Well done, Jen! I must say, you really did
Beat the crap out of him?
fight with great distinction.
Uh-huh.
Ah, yes, here.
Guess I just killed the sheriff.
It's the Undying Key. This will get the machinery started.
And get us out of here, I hope.
Alright, where's the Undying Key go? Not necessarily there. These pillars look climbable. I just want to make sure we find the right one. Where does Scree want to put this thing? Map's certainly not going to tell me. But Scree's got the key. Okay, he cannot climb the pillars. I have unlimited freedom of movement. But I cannot find the hotspot that I'm looking for. Because there's too much open area.
Hey, Scree. What do you think we should be doing now?
Just the final activation switch to find now. Probably at the top of this tower.
Fair enough. Top of the tower is up here. Oh, it opens. What do you know? Summoning stone? Maybe. If there is, it's not on the ground floor. We have several ways to ascend above the ground floor. I like that they made an attempt at a boss fight. It was lackluster. It was the same as a regular fight, but a little bigger. And it had a mild puzzle element to it, which is also a good thing in what is essentially a puzzle/adventure game. Here's where Scree comes in. I'm gonna send him up the ladder, because I know he's got the key. And if only one of us needs to go, it's definitely only Scree. He automatically leapt across. Man, this tower just keeps going and going. There's no challenge to it or anything. But it is kind of impressive how much, like, walkable ground they have loaded in at any given time. What do you know? Another ladder. We gotta be, like, above water at this point. Going from the ocean floor to the very top of the sky. Soon to reach space. The ultimate tower. We actually are above the water level by quite a margin. We really did climb that far. Check it out. All the land we have conquered. Everything you see is my domain. Let's plant that key and confirm our overtaking the throne of the fallen king. Now we rule the Undyne.
Rocky boy, we've done it.
Oh yes, the motors working will be music to Aino's ears.
Don't think we Undyne have ears.
Soon the waters will be pure again, and Undyne life will return to normal.
For the survivors it will. But we haven't seen too many of them.
Jen, Scree, there are more survivors than you imagine. You can hear a signal to my people telling them it is safe to return to the lagoon. Many had fled to secret waters, which are full of different perils. Not all will have escaped those dangers, but most will return safely.
That's great, Aino. Really great. I'm only sorry your husband had to... that he had to die for all this to come right. I'm sorry.
He died long ago, when the affliction first came on. It wasn't my Adaro that you killed. All you should feel now is pride. We have everything to thank you for.
It has been an honor.
I hope you may return to our kingdom one day.
I'd like that. Goodbye, Queen Aino.
Whoa. That was the harshest scene transition I've ever seen. Bonus feature unlocked. That means we beat the level. So, since we beat the level, I suppose that will be our conclusion. We got ourselves a free vacation spot anytime we want it. All we need to do is go to Oblivion first. So as long as we're dead, we have a beautiful beachfront home to enjoy. Next time, we'll go to a different land of some sort. A nice short level. Ridiculously frustrating if you don't know the way, as we saw the one time that I didn't know the way. You can just get walled for a really long time due to the plethora of options and minimal instruction that the game insists on giving you. But that's adventure games for you. This is much more of an adventure game than an action game. So, if you're in for adventure, we got much more of that coming up when we return to Primal and find out what realm awaits us as we advance beyond Waterworld. Typically, the water level is the worst in any 3D adventure game. So, I will assume, on the game's behalf, that it's looking up from here. Thanks for joining me. Hope to see you next time. I play more Primal this Wednesday. Upcoming Wednesday. Hell, we might even beat it on the following Friday. We'll find out.